There is absolutely nothing quite like the Counter-Strike Major and its playoffs. What is up, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to more CS news as we break down so far the playoff matches and the madness that came along with it. I never could have predicted. I gave you guys my predictions last time I saw you, and funny have it that I was wrong, okay? I will fully admit that, but you guys know that you were going to be wrong about these predictions too. We've been wrong all throughout all of the stages, and it was no different throughout this day, a couple of days, and it was just insane how beautiful Counter-Strike is. First and foremost, though, we break into a matchup we have seen several times throughout this year, dominated by one side, that being Falcons. Although I think you could argue going into major form, we were pretty, surprised to see Spirit looking very dominant, Donk looking as Donk usually does, and Falcons still being that team of question. And they have dominated this matchup. I think MongolZ and Nico combining for like 9 wins in a row against Spirit or something like that. And it seemed like it was going to go their way. They were slight favorites for this series, but I would say of all the playoff matches, this was the closest one on paper that could go either way. And what was not on paper was Zwei. Zwei was not on paper to be playing good Counter-Strike, like great Counter-Strike, and he did so on Nuke, dominating.
Doing it again. From both sides, 2 players per side. Kicksand taps Donk out of the round. That's going to open up your main threat.
Wait, push that?
Hot push comes through. Zwei finds Sanctuary behind the flames. And then that Opper has yet to announce itself. Nico from inside of this corner can catch them on the fallback.
Zwei's still going.
It's going real well. Nico's answer still finds its moment. From a man disadvantage.
He's got more.
Zwei is the anchor, an ace.
It was something like 18-8 at half for Zwei. And so whenever he decides to show up, I guess they certainly have a chance. They closed that half 8-4, and you're thinking, okay, that's fine. Maybe a bit of a comeback for Falcons. Wasn't really feeling it. They get nothing on their CT side. Absolutely nothing. The map ends 13-4 with an eye-opener of a stomping for Team Spirit as they take the map advantage. But I will say it was completely different for Dust 2 to start. Falcons come out stomping. I think they won the first 5 rounds of this game, and then it was a bit of a back and forth, at least for a little while.
We're gonna have to come out of these smokes flying with Tech 9s. Smoke goes down towards middle. Zwei's trying to play ahead of that. Kicksand's on the edge of the window to take a look at mid, but you can start to see the A defenders also worried. And that's where Donk comes through on the edge of the smoke with the frag onto MongolZ. It's just pistols. Irretrievable gun as well, so why would Falcons lose this, you'd think? Good rifle work between these 8 defenders, but just enough pistol prowess for Team Spirit to put that bomb down. Now we're talking about guns. Donk extends out, picks it up, denies Tess the attempt, at a distance, in with another headshot. That's a triple quad. That is Donk. And that
a lot of that attributed to the fact that Donk finally woke up in a couple rounds in a row. Thanks to Donk, I think at least one of them was a 4K, and all of a sudden, Team Spirit are right back in it. And then they're not in it because they lose a couple of rounds to the clock, and before you know it, this back and forth 5-0 and then eventually to a 5-5, and then Falcons are up 11-5. And you're thinking, surely it's a map 3, and we're going to see a very close series.
Donk staring in the corner just next to Pitts, banking off Shiro holding the doorway. So there's a lot of pressure coming towards Long, and honestly, it's the right pieces in position here for Spirit. But Kyosuke's got that opening kill towards Chopper. That puts the site itself fine. Donk collects the frag onto Nico. You get this off walking out towards Long, and Shiro's not going to let you escape with that. So Kicksand removed, but now you've got not only Donk hitting instant headshots on Zwei again. The only time he's died with nothing was when he was in that forward corner.
They're going to come in quick. Shiro's in the same spot that helped him out last time. Can Zwei deliver again?
And there's no pressure on Shiro. Zwei's trying to find timing. He'll collect the kill on Nico first, and then as he tucks back in, it's an easy one to Kyosuke.
There he goes.
And the improvement for Zwei tonight, much needed. Quad kill at the
No way!
Every time they think they've got him.
And then we see the breaking down of Falcons, which we have seen before at majors, and the storylines and the headlines. I don't know what came crashing over this team, but an 11-5 lead on Dust 2 all of a sudden begins to be, well, 11-10, and then a tie game, and eventual, they still had a chance to win it here. Zwei, an ace, sends this game to overtime. And then we didn't see Falcons show up at all.
Falcons major life on the line.
The time's getting too low. They've got to go.
Jumping through the window. Zwei leaning back. Holding it off is Tanir. Zwei dead with nothing. Kyosuke could be the difference. Bomb is beyond 5 seconds. Falcons have failed. Team Spirit, lift the curse!
And just like that, the Falcons' major run is over. I'm going to keep my thoughts short and brief. I'm sure we'll talk about this more in the future. This was disappointing, to say the least. And again, it's tough because this was the most competitive matchup on paper. And in terms of these two teams going back and forth, Spirit looking really good. Like, I don't think Falcons are probably going to get enough credit. It's going to be the major choking headline now. What is it? The 9th major for Nico, unfortunately. And this was another disappointing run in a multi-million-dollar roster where expectations are sky high. Falcons, disappointment for sure. I'll have more thoughts on them in the future as the series did continue. I would say one of the more lopsided matchups, not the most one. It's Vitality versus MongolZ. Of course, Control's now stepping in. The fact this team made playoffs was a great sign, I would say. And another sign that's great for Vitality is ZywOo certainly showing up. I wish I could say that this series was close, but it most certainly was not. Vitality showed up in championship form.
With the opener. That's brilliant. ZywOo, however, a power position for him is usually good for something, but already catching bullets, catching flak. It's Robs under scrutiny on the side of that smoke. Pressure onto Mezzi. Good shot back. It's Techno, catches him mantling, and Robs is kept empty-handed. Just one headshot from him. Awkward now. You have the palace, you have the plant. But here come the Kings. From the stairs position, Mezzi partners up with FlameZ. Trying to delay the inevitable. Controls remains tucked. It's a nice shot from Mezzi, puts it all onto Mzinho. Too much to handle. Quad kill out of Merriman. Himself for more. Block smoke as if they've still got one. Awkward fight now around the very edge of it. It's Techno that hits a nice little drive-by. With that USP, tapping head. Robs has gone down too. This one is up for debate. Not a certainty, especially with ZywOo missing that P250. They progress further. Planted default, not for ZywOo. Apex has got a lot to do. Survival integral. Tucked on in. 9-10's trying to take a bit. Techno wins his jaw. They can just sit it. This is going to get weird. ZywOo has to run him down. He misses his shot, gets him off the bomb. Time is on ZywOo's side. He will secure it.
But then ZywOo also ends Mirage on a 4K, and they were awoken. And that continued into form. I think Rops on Dust 2, one of the pivotal plays before this game, really got away from MongolZ. A 1v3 for Rops, and then we didn't see... MongolZ really crumbled towards the end of this. I think this was a team going into this, one of the massive underdogs, and Vitality did not back down. In terms of form, they looked incredibly solid. Looked like they weren't even skipping a beat, this Vitality. I wish I had more plays to show all of you guys, but this was one of the more lopsided 2-0s of our playoffs, and we saw a few of those.
So and look at Mzinho. He knows they might pivot. He tracks them, times it beautifully. Oh, and a burst to the head of ZywOo. Mzinho's keeping the Mongols competitive. Robs retrieves the ball, picks up the AWP and removes Mzinho. A clutch taking shape before our very eyes.
Knows he has an open runway straight in towards B. Mr. Cool will be able to get the bomb down. Blitz 20 HP, Techno 28. Between the two of them, no defuse kit right now.
Picked one up.
Okay, so that's going to change the dialogue.
He wants more. With 14 seconds left, he's going to break the fight. Oh, and he isolates.
Has to plan now.
Has to hold it. Techno in the clutch to deny Robs the 1v3. Mzinho's heroics could mean absolutely nothing if Robs can close this one out. Has no info on Techno's approach. Coming in through the window side. Robs hoping to react. Caught off. Techno gives him a warning shot. Gets awkward now. Mongols go down. It's Robs.
And that, of course, is taking nothing away from MongolZ. Like I said before, brief notes here. I think their run was incredible. The fact they made playoffs was really, really impressive. And for any, I mean, look, guys, they made playoffs over so many great teams out there that are probably questioning their own lineups. And this is a lineup that had just changed their lineup, okay? You know, you got Team Liquid down there. You got G2 down there. You got Aurora down there. And I know I'm missing quite a few on top of that. There are teams that should be outplacing MongolZ that certainly didn't. This was an amazing run out of them. And they were going up against, their arch rivals from this past season and the last major, and it proves that Vitality is still, as we all know, one of the top teams in the world, and they showed that. And then we go to a matchup which also should have been fairly lopsided, and the one that many fans out there were most excited for, that being FaZe versus Mouz. And I did select Mouz in this matchup, as too I'm sure did many of you guys, because again, another newly formed team out there in FaZe, of course welcoming Twist out, Alige out, Jacob's a newer member, they lose someone like Rain too. This is a newer lineup who also struggled. They were, what, 0.4 seconds away from leaving this major to Red Canids, and now they're a playoff contending team. You never know what to expect from FaZe. You never know what to expect from Kerrigan. And on their T side of Nuke, well, that experience proved whole. I don't even know who to bounce from. Brokey had an incredible map at one point, even giving the op to someone like Kerrigan, who also managed his own. This was a dominant FaZe that came out to play on Nuke. 9 rounds on their T side. Has something happened to Nuke that I wasn't aware of?
And the T's on site.
Carrigan on an AWP.
Carrigan on an AWP, he's missed it! Gets weird, gets really weird, unless he hits another one of those. A quick flick from Carrigan, second time's the charm. Tucked on fence, Jimmy in the clutch, denied by Brokey. Between the two of them, they get all 5. Carrigan's a sniper! Tiny fractions of info off of his hut position, but they've paused completely, avoiding that.
They know that Yard's open. That's why Torchi's monitoring Heaven right now. Time is the issue. 25 seconds. What was 50, what felt like moments ago. They have to come in through main.
Yeah, there's a good setup here for Mouz. Set up to succeed. Roland, however, loses his life for free. Jacob with a double entry. Torchi's up there. They're all looking at him. Jacob opens up for 3. Need that plant. Frozen gets it in. They had everyone they needed in the right place, but Jacob is on for the ace. Quad kill from the young gun. Stepping up and delivering when his team needed him most. Major playoffs. Underdog. The internet be talking, but Jacob, he be fragging. He's got himself 4, and he can't quite deny. He's denied by Jimmy, the ace. Taken away from him, but the round is theirs all the same.
And somehow, some way, and this is so reminiscent of the Mouz we have seen plenty of times, but also at majors, they put themselves in such deficits. I remember talking about this 6 months ago at the Austin Major. They put themselves in these holes, which makes people question, okay, guys, at one point are you going to snap into it and be playing right away in a major? You can't allow yourself to go down in such big deficits, but they do crawl back, and Spinks was a huge reason for that, eventually tying things up at 9-9. And I'll admit, at this point, I was scared for all the FaZe fans out there. It looked like they were going to run away with this. Again, they were still on their T side, though, and FaZe only had to get lucky a couple times to break them. And lucky, I wouldn't say. Unfortunate for Mouz, the hole they put themselves in, because they start this comeback, but they can't finish the comeback.
Top, providing the overwatch, progress out Yard. Roland with the bomb, moved in a move, quite quick to this. They want to try and punish that B site. And that is a big star, Brokey.
Opening number 4.
Quickly found a little bit of a response. Jacob got picked off by the lobby left. Jimmy, what's going on? Twist is covered. Carrigan saves his hide. Can't run and hide, kept at bay by the flame. What's that from Brokey? He's having his way with them. Pulling them apart piece by piece all over the shop. Spinks can save them. Torji and Spinks could maybe turn this 2v4 into overtime, but they have to get past Frozen. He's got his AK. He's in the right place.
Need an audible. Only way through.
You either swing open the doors or you break the glass. Brokey will be quick to tend to this if he does so. Hoping to be given something. Spinks only on the low HP. Maybe he's the one that has to go first. He has to play. Torji has to be the one to clutch up. The only Hungarian in these playoffs. Home soil in Budapest, and it will likely come down to Torji or FaZe Clan take map 1 here. Frozen's been spotted out. They know what's up now. Brokey onto Torji. FaZe Clan have done it, taking their pick. Explosive on map 1.
And also the FaZe first CT round comes off a team kill from Mouz. Like, I mean, you can't write this script. They end up closing out Nuke. Yeah, 9-3 start on their T side, 13-11 finish for FaZe. And that was what Mouz did not need. This felt like the defining moment of this shorter series. Mouz did not show up the remainder of this series, and I don't really know what else to say.
That's his ground! Gets himself a double! Again, exertion with empty hands. Brolin the same. No pressure, but all the results. Mouz are crumbling. Carrigan's there. Still, despite the flashbang, hits Jimmy down half. Support from Twist on the smoke break. Doesn't catch them. Spinks is across. Should have a bomb plant. Got to end their round with a taste of victory. It's been a long time between drinks. Take a jits.
Jacob's so late on this, so slow.
Taking his sweet time. Another flash, looking the wrong way, gets booked. Good trade, but now Jimmy's position is noted, and he's so late that Jimmy's not ready. All to play for. Torji just to give him something. It's denied by Twist. Mouz are one to step up. Supporters arrive. Don't worry, Torgy's here. Misses his shot, not anymore. He's not. Oh, and Mouz's Maker's going down the Swanee.
They've just ripped the heart out of Torgy, out of Mouz. Spinks in a 1v5. We're not here to find who's had the better season. How many playoffs? How many top four? We're here to find who's the better Counter-Strike team.
Because we go to Inferno and we have Brawlin starting 0-8. We have Exertion starting 0-8. We have Brawlin missing smokes. And eventually they end that half down 10-2. And it was over. You just look at the side of Mouz, but it just looked over. And I imagine it can't be easy to look excited in those moments, but it felt crushing the way that FaZe came out, and they did what they had to do. They took a lead early, and they gave it back on Nuke a little bit, and they did not give it back on Inferno. And the real dagger here was Brokey and Jacob. They combined for a 2v4, albeit I think it was against a Force or Pistols, but they combined on that to reach 12. And then it was certainly Mouz on their way out. Some short reflection on Mouz. This will likely be a roster change. Last time we talked about them last major, and they fall short of the grand finals, but still an incredibly consistent team, but a team that can't, although they did one time this year, can't consistently raise trophies or make grand finals or show up in playoff appearances, especially at majors. This team will very likely be making changes because it seems in those major moments, they have players who can't show up in major ways, and that sucks because they are one of your best teams in the world, but if you can't win, and they have said this themselves in the past, if they can't win, then there's no point. And the major win was their goal. They haven't done it. And so it sucks. This is definitely going to be one of your best rosters, likely to make changes. And I would say the most disappointing performance of the major playoffs goes to Mouz. And that is tough because I really do enjoy these guys. I really love a lot of the personalities on here. It was incredibly sucky to see even Torzy in a home crowd saying, send him home. We would never do that in America. So if any of you guys want to join an NA team, but yeah. But hey, I'm excited for FaZe, but disappointed for Mouz. And all of that leading to what was expected to be another lopsided series out there featuring what many say are the favorites to win this major, that being Furia against NAVI. Again, NAVI, one of those teams kind of similar to Spirit. We're not really sure what form we're going to see throughout this major. So going into it, Furia, of course, were your favorites, but we had seen crazier things throughout the day. And it was a crazy start for someone like Wonderful showing up immaculately throughout this series, but especially opening up Mirage. I think it was actually NAVI taking an 8-4 half. Wonderful having several amazing plays within that, leading them to that. And it was also round 15. Furia had a 2v5, one of very few rounds they were even able to pick up as NAVI run away with Mirage. There's not much else to show. 13-5, they take it.
And it's true. They have been through it all. They do know how to win from this position. Oh, the only new factor is the circumstances. The major quarterfinal, MongolZ another kill. 7 frags, but also a lot of impact in that first half.
Okay. Oh, why not? Why not? NAVI just find a bit of a freebie there over top of Fallen, forced to call from the sidelines, and that's bomb possession as well, dropped on Catwalk. That could have made things awkward if MongolZ didn't get that instant kill right back.
You know, MongolZ, he had 3 kills last half. He missed that one op shot, and I just kind of skated by it because it's MongolZ. But since then, really failed to stand up with that op. He's going to try to make up for that here in the second half. He'll grab his 4th to make this round a little more competitive. And Yuri, will he take a timing? There's another risk where Alexi could just die because Yuri, normally wouldn't push out, but right now he needs to find something for his team. And Bit has already pushed the A ramp. He's not watching this. Ooh. Oh, that find is so sweet from Alexi.
Isn't that just lovely? Chance towards Palace as well to have found himself a second. That's gonna,
one bullet. It's art, it's music.
You know what's sick is that Wonderful did it, Alexi did it, Bit did it, and then
MongolZ on this gun, surely not.
Oh, that's a great flashbang, gets the op shot out and finds Fallen.
Oh, you can't miss now.
Pause on that M4, well, he didn't, he wasn't able to cover, so now he's gotta get the jungle tool, and he does it. Oh,
they actually do it.
It all just falls apart. Onto the defuse, 0.2 seconds. That's what was left on that retake. That is how meticulous.
And this is where we also kind of saw glimpses of MongolZ not really showing up. And that is something that will continue throughout this series as we head to Inferno. something that continued for Furia is they were not playing like Furia at all. You recognize throughout this series, it was not the same Furia that we had going into the major. It was not even the same Furia we saw debuting at the major, as what kind of reinforced the thought that these guys are going to show up, have a completely different major than they had back in Austin, and be the favorites to win it all. They go down 3-10 on Inferno. And Emma, shortly after that, I think nearly pulls off a 1v5, and they somehow claw back after that. And it gets crazy.
Furia's game plan into the pistol will go.
Love it.
A chance for NAVI to just stomp out Furia in this finish because a double kill instantaneous. And if Fallen's not able to hold that bomb site on his own, B is a foregone conclusion. Bit will collect the kill towards Boiler as NAVI remain with both options open. Yuri cowers in the back of this bomb site, hoping to be the hero. And as he hears that utility, they will track him down. It's one thing to win this pistol for the 10-3 lead. It's another to do it without a single player falling.
Oh my, they're about to leave him embarrassed at this rate. Looking just like Mirage, as if the map change never even really happened. NAVI are grabbing 10. Fallen's even lucky to get anything here at the end of this round. And that best of 5 reverse sweep, it's the first we've seen since Dong did it as he first joined Spirit.
Whoa.
It's something that we never thought would happen again, and it happened to NAVI.
Wonderful, not long for this world. T-Man, what are you up to?
That's 2 down, Fallen's low. Imma can get a bomb plant, but on 29 HP, you think this is a non-factor.
Replaces the smoke on CT Cross. We're gonna get this inevitable banana flank. But like you said, on 29 health, you'd think no chance in hell. You'd think. Molodoy's op already up on the angle. The rumblings of the retake coming his way. Oh, it's a third headshot. Imez on for it now. Lock the hell in. Fallen's gonna try to force his hand. That op giving the cover.
No.
Quad kill. And Fallen denies.
Oh.
And you should have seen the vibes. When they were down 3-10, everyone thinking this series was already over. Somehow, some way, round by round, it's 10-7, then it's 10-9, then eventually it's 10-10, and they are right back in this series to what then became a back and forth, but ultimately leads to one of the best rounds that I have ever seen at the major. You could say a huge blunder on Navi's side, or an act of wonder on that of the Professor's side. Fallen pulling off one of the best plays I have ever seen at a Counter-Strike major with this 1v3.
Try something different. Heavy emphasis out through the balcony. And guess what? Exactly. Yuri's not within that. That's exactly where you'd anticipate to find him. Instead, he's layered up inside of the bomb site with K Serrano. Wonderful's opening kill. And Bit's got one right there with it. Molodoy tests the waters on the side of that smoke as MongolZ is behind them. And he will execute both. Not missing his moment. Bomb planted to the depth of the site as Fallen tiptoes his way to his fallen comrades.
And suddenly we're reminded how close NAVI are to the finish line. Just an eco. They have improved a lot in the second half. A pistol and this force up. But they keep the lead. Doubling up on the site, no one in pit. Maybe not the safest position. 2 frags on the defense. And Fallen here to punish. Wait a second. He can run it.
7 seconds. Oh, he's on it. Wait. No, I think he may have this. Get back in the server right now. It's so close.
He's got it.
And it is enough. It is barely enough to force an overtime where Furia eventually goes on to take Inferno just narrowly. And it was also, keep in mind, a Molodoy miss, which actually even got us to overtime to begin with and got NAVI 12 rounds. Again, planting the seeds there. Molodoy missed a lot of shots, but we somehow force our way to a map 3 train. And that map there on Inferno, I think the best map we've seen the entire major. What do you guys think? Because map 3 was all but amazing. In fact, it was one of the most one-sided maps, not just of playoffs, but of the entire tournament. It is a 10-2 on their T side of train for NAVI. Yes, I just said those words out loud. Furia completely crack, and there's not many clips I can even play for you guys because MongolZ started going off, having some wonderful pieces. So too did dang near the rest of the entire team for NAVI. And there, Molodoy had, again, crucial misses. What some might say was cracking under the pressure, still in the running for Rookie of the Year. Furia as a whole did not show up today and somehow stumble and fall to NAVI.
Apart again so quickly.
Yeah, here another. All while Yuri's eventually gonna get here. They can't find him fast enough, but eventually they will. And now Yuri trying to attack with only 10 seconds left on this clock. They could line up. Bomb drop. Oh, MongolZ recovers.
Oh,
Chance for MongolZ. It's gonna start feeling like it's getting dogpiled on him. Teammates here to recover, and you can see him cracking under pressure. 4 frags to his name on this half, and if he allowed Ivy to get open just now so that the rest of Furia's efforts on the front of that bomb site are all in vain, this is nightmare fuel for the young Kazakh Opper. Teammates he can tend to rely on, stepping ever closer towards the threat of NAVI. 45 seconds here. Smoke's gonna fade. Can Wonderful actually hit this shot? That MP9 up close, only a quarter HP for Yakindar. It's right there for him. Man advantage right there for the taking. Yeah, he'll catch him on the timing. Well done, Yakindar into the op as well. One for the road here for Furia by the looks of things, unless a 50 health MongolZ cut down to merely 12 points of HP.
Going for the op.
He's got to double back for bomb.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, there it is. The second one for Fallen and friends. But they gave an interview as the struggles of Navi were real. He would take those little wins. He said this plan was where it needed to be, that everything was in place. Believe in Blade's plan, and maybe, just maybe, it's a major miracle again. 3v5 is where Furia will try to dig back from. You've got Wonderful on the rotation, but caught off by that bit hold, and into the cover as he eats the flashbangs. Yakindar and K-Serrano called upon, and they will get cut down. You are stuffed, and your major run is done. The crown falls from Furia's head, and NAVI amongst the 4 teams that'll chase it.
I mean, it is just insane, the series that we saw the last couple of days. Again, wasn't too surprised about Spirit and Falcons going the way that it did. You know, Falcons choking at a major were nothing new to, and I think Spirit were in really good form and probably expected to be. Vitality versus MongolZ, that should be a one-sided series, but this last day, FaZe taking down Mouz and NAVI taking down Furia, you could not have convinced me of this, and doing so in the fashion they did it, especially when it comes to Furia falling. The 2 wins that they give NAVI, I mean, 13-4 and a 13-3, whatever ended up being on Train, dominant, lopsided victories, and one they also even could have closed out on Inferno. This was a better looking NAVI team today who took out your major favorites. And then, of course, Mouz, I think, really succumbed to pressure as well. FaZe shouldn't have won that series. I think a bit less surprising, the dominant fashion of the way that NAVI handled Furia, but both insane upsets. Like, this is the counterstrike major. It is what makes it beautiful. I think the most unfortunate part about Furia falling is the fact that it's also falling after such immaculate plays and great plays to even lead to a map 3. It was so anticlimactic, and that's what sucked. But it's great for NAVI fans. But until next time, I hope you guys all enjoy your weekend. I'll be enjoying watching CS and breaking it down for all of you guys. It's going to be a great rest of the CS major. Who is going to take it home? That is the giant question. Till next time, please take care of yourselves. I'll see you back here soon.